If you are brand new to the game, welcome. Happy launch day to you. PGA Tour 2K25 officially launched worldwide. There's plenty of videos here for you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. What I've done here is there's a 14 plus guide series, and anybody who is hopping in, we're going to cover everything here today. But if you are brand new to the game, there's 14 plus tutorial guides. So pretty much everything you need to know so far about the game, and it'll help you drastically. And there's a lot of people who fully support that. So welcome. And I'm going to just cover this in this next little bit, and I'm going to timestamp it. So if you just want to get to how I'm building my player out, you can skip to the end of this video. But I'm going to address the elephant in the room here is everything that went down last night and my personal opinion on it, and pretty much add it. This is early morning video here, but I will be going live at 2:30 p.m. where you can hop in and ask whatever questions in honor of launch day. So 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but this is an early video here. So let's dive on in. What happened yesterday was sad leading into launch day. And that is you guys know I will always give you my straight, honest, truthful feedback when it comes to this game. And this community it was very sad. Now, I agree half of what was done, but I don't agree with half of what is done. And now let's dive into that. So what happened yesterday is they limited VC amount that you can earn per round. They increased the price of pretty much everything across the game. And then on top of that, they've limited XP and attribute points. So the ability to earn attribute points as you go and level your player up. So they slowed that progression down. Where I agree, let's start where I agree. This game was moving too quickly. You could level your player all the way up to a 99 in less than a week, and if you really grinded it all out. So I think that was drastically needed a change. Why is that? Because this is a 2-year game. We're going to have multiple level players, and I know there's a bunch of people out there in the community who don't have the same amount of time to put in, but that's like the reward for playing the game. The reward for playing the game long term is to level your players up. Now, do I like that essentially this game became pay to win? Anybody who paid for the early access got an advantage over everybody else? No, I don't like that. I don't. But you got to remember that early access purchasers are a fraction of the actual sales of the game. The majority of the people are going to be, today, the launch day people, as well as like further on when they drop this game for discounted prices. Like that's going to be the majority long term of this 2 years. So I think it's going to obviously have effect in the first 3-4 weeks, but eventually those people will essentially, who are the grinders, will catch up. And I think it's going to have not a massive effect, but it's going to limit the effect of it. So I do think it did need to be changed because we want to be able to grind players out. We want to be able to like enjoy the grind process and make it a lengthy process. We don't want just 5 players at a 99 and then you just don't need to apply any more attributes. That's not really what at least my personal opinion, what most of the people really want. So I do think that needed to be changed. So I am all for that change. Now, what I highly hope they change, and I highly don't agree with, is what they've done with VC. I think a lot of the departments were making the same updates to try to fix the problems, and they didn't really communicate to each other. And if they did, then maybe this was just a decision that came down from the higher ups that hopefully that can be reverted. I don't think they needed to touch VC at all. I thought the VC earnings was very good. I think if you did anything, then you should have increased the prices for things, right? Increase, fittings from 50 VC to 100 VC. Increase, things in the store and how much they cost from 200 VC to 600 VC. Like, increase the prices in the store of what people can purchase, but don't limit how much PC. Like, I thought it was a perfect amount of like, you play this amount of round, you get this amount of VC, especially when we want to be entering in all of these tournaments. Like, they increased the amounts that it plays to play in the ranked tournaments as well. I don't agree with that, especially because you want people to play all these different game modes. And if you're entering a tournament for 50 VC and you're only getting 54 or 60 VC, some of these tournaments you're losing money by just playing in the tournaments. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. And I hope that they don't I don't want them to make drastic changes. I think they made a drastic change in one direction after the beta testing that we did, and now they're gone all the way back to the beginning. And I think there's a middle ground there where I like what they've done when it comes to the regression of, you know, XP. I think the XP could actually be boosted just a smidge up, but I think they should put the VC earnings back to where they were, and then they should leave the XP in the attribute point earnings where they are currently now. And I think that will be a nice balance to the game where people will feel like they don't have to put their credit card down as much. Because what it is right now, it's either put your credit card down to get the VC that you need, which I don't support, or it puts a huge importance on the Clubhouse Pass. And if you don't have the Clubhouse Pass, you're going to be at a disadvantage now, because it's going to take you even longer to get XP, VC, all the rewards and everything. And this Clubhouse Pass is going to drastically, be very important for getting a lot of the items for your player. So I do think that has become, and obviously I've done a video on the Clubhouse Pass and whether I think it's worth it. I personally think that that's worth the value. But that is where I stand. I think they need to do a slight recourse. I like the changes that they've done to the swing. People have been saying my win calculations video is no longer accurate. I tested it out early in the morning. It is still accurate. Now, when it comes to what they did is they limited your ability to straighten the meter out with shot shaping. I fully support that. That is a massive adjustment that needed to be done. And I fully support that. I think there's been some issues with the greens. We're going to test it out later on today when I can get my hands on it and really start playing the game. So we will see when it comes to the greens there. But I think there's a lot of changes happening right now. Just stay patient. And I'm sure when I talk to them, they want to make a great game. And that's what I know. And I think maybe there was some decisions that were being made that probably weren't in their opinions, or maybe somebody just, you know, moved the slider a little bit too far. In time, I think it all can be balanced out is what I would say. So just stay patient. It's not the end of the world. You're going to be fine. Everything's going to be just fine. You will still be able to progress. You will still get VC. It might take more time, but that's the purpose of a game. We want to play the game. So just relax. It's going to be okay. And let's dive on in now. Let's dive on into how I've rebuilt my player. If you have not seen, obviously, the first part of this video, I have been respect. My 92 overall magician has been respect. Why is that? Because at my power was showing at a 79, even though it was only a 69 before. So it was slightly broken, but this actually respect was perfect because it allowed me to rebuild my player with the new changes to the game. And I think one of the biggest changes to this game was now the straightening out of the meter. If you don't know what that means, check my shot shaping video and I explain it, as well as my draw and fade video. I also explain a tip there. Essentially, if you move your shot shaping a little icon left, so I'm a draw hitter, so if I move it left, it will reduce the amount my ball will draw and I'll hit more of a straight shot. So I think that is in what that does now. Before, it had no effect. You can move that thing all the way to the left and straighten out your meter pretty much almost vertical with the new off-axis swing, and it did no effect to your shot shaping. Now, what it does is it severely limits your abilities to hit accurately. So the further you straighten it out, the further you get it more vertical up and down, the smaller your window is for your accuracy when it comes to swing path and contact. So I think that is a very good change. And how did that affect my build? It affected my build drastically. Why? Two things. One, shaping. I originally had this shaping all the way down to, it was 55, and then I think it was 55. But here, I'll just respec it so that way you guys can see. I respec it. Yeah, it was 55. So now I didn't touch this at all, and I was putting this one all the way up to a 99 was essentially my goal. But now with that shaping problem, not problem, but adjustment, I've now applied all 25 of my attributes over here to shaping. Now, why am I going to do this? That's simply because recovery, I think in time I'm going to get the recovery shot. and it's going to help me out. Plus, a lot of the times I try not to get in the rough or these bad lies. We'll have to see if they've increased lie percentages as well, but I haven't seen anything on that. Now, when it comes down to power contact, swing path, this is going to be maxed out at 25. I have no issues with the new correction swing meter, so I still am going here when it comes to that. When it comes to power, I've gone to 71 and I've gone this to 83. Now, why have I gone to 71 and not previously it was 69? I think that extra yard of driver distance with my fittings, and I'm going to cover all my fittings and everything, fittings, skills, everything you need to know. With the 71, that extra yard for me is, very, very important when it comes to it. Plus, when it comes to my irons and wedges, I'm going to be applying a lot of contact and swing path, and I'm going to be able to get those numbers up where I actually want them anyways. So I've applied this to 71 just to give me that extra yard when it comes to all of my clubs there. Same rules when it comes to putting. Actually, I did change this slightly. Putt rhythm, I moved up to a 50. Putt path, I moved up to a 67, just to get a little bit of putt rhythm, so that way my distance control is staying proper. And that is pretty much where I'm going here. I'm going to be putting all 25 points to putt contact, and I'm going to be putting all 25 points to rhythm right now. That is going to be my 99 overall build. So there's 25 per parallel category. I have it broken down half and half here, 25, 25, 25 to rhythm, and then it's going to be 25 to contact, and then I broke it down throughout putt rhythm and putt path there. That is going to be my 99 overall build that I am aiming towards right now, unless there's another patch that comes out that I don't know. So that's going to be version 2. All my T skills have stayed the same. This is the area of driver. I am not going anything beyond this spot here. When it comes to approach shots, I've maxed out here, and then I've maxed out my spinner, as it is the most important shot. You should probably check out my win video if you have not seen that one. I'll eventually work my way to the knockdown shot as well, but I don't really see that as a priority. Right now, I've completely left this section blank. I will be leaving the left side blank, as I don't see the punch shot as a useful shot. I will be maxing out the flop. I'll be maxing out super flop, and then I will be maxing out recovery, because this is going to be my priority next. Work cheating through these sections here, and then maxing out this recovery shot, as it is pretty good of a shot. Bunkers, max out splash, shortcut the power pick, and then right now this is my focus, maxing out the power pick here. And then green, you can see this is all pretty much done as well. I'm skipping lag putt over here, and then bump and run, I am over here just skipping through that section. Texas wedge, I will add one here, and I will add one here as well in time. Tie spinner is something you unlock in the Clubhouse Pass for free. So that is how I have those set up. Now let's talk about my golf bag and how I have these set up. Obviously, all my clubs are blue. When it comes down to my driver, you can see I've put all 5 of my fittings on power. That's giving me a plus 20 power. So if I go into that, you can now see my power for my driver is to 294 compared to what it was prior to. When it comes down to my woods, I've done 1 swing path, 1 contact, 2 power, and then I will be adding a 3rd power once I unlock that there with a little bit of time. Now, when it comes down to the irons, I have 2 power, 1, which I'm actually going to switch this right now because I do not want as much power when it comes to this. When it comes down to the irons, I am adding an extra swing path here. So I have 2 swing path, 2 contact, 1 power when it comes down to the irons. And I have a 5 iron through a pitching wedge. I originally had a 4 iron in here, but I swapped that out. When it comes to the wedges, same rules apply when it comes down to the wedges. I'm going to add a contact here. So 2 contact, 2 swing path, 1 power. That gives me the distances that I'm looking for when it comes to everything. And then when it comes down to my putter, I am two putt rhythm. No, these ones, putt contact, 2 putt contact, 2 putt path gets me up to the ratings that I'm looking for when it comes down to that. So that is my magician build. I am still thinking it is the best archetype. I started building out a sculptor build, which I am actually really liking. So that will be in time, as well as the technician build. I already have it at an 85. I've already thought about some ways that I'm going to do that one, but I have to maximize this one out to a 99 first, as it costs a lot of money just for one attribute point now. I no longer have a ridiculous amount of VC to just get all these players up to a super high level. I'll eventually have to, put my credit card down on the table, which we've already discussed. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I know this was a longer video, but that is my full launch day new build, version number 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time later today.